Good morning everyone. It's the 17th February over here, and we're coming on to the battle station here today. Let's take a look over here. We got to make sure all systems are running. We got Zoom systems running. We got the YouTube systems running. Do you trade XRP? No, don't trade XRP. Was looking at potential sells here on pound yen actually for price to continue down, because I guess we're coming into this. We're tapping into this resistance area which we created yesterday. And if you do break below 146.900, there's a very clean drop down. And this drop down is going to continue on till about 146.700, right over here. Around 17, 18 pips away. Someone is saying, is Raja speaking? Yes, I'm speaking. So yeah, that's what I think. We should continue moving down at this point. Looking at 30-minute time frame here as well. Perfect. We're moving down. I have some sells over here. My sells are from this point at 146.890. And I'm really anticipating price to continue moving bearish at this point within this range. So going to be targeting around 146.770. Price comes into this area here, going to secure positions, and we'll leave the rest running. But at the same time, if a candle closes below or closes above 146.900, then obviously we're going to be managing a risk at that point. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Potential sells. These sells here, yeah, it looks good. Kind of like looking at the same thing over here at this point. Oh, nice. We had another good sells over here. All right, let's take a look at gold over here now. Gold has dropped down to the zone we had plotted from the Asian session yesterday. Yeah, we're still at this low here, 1784, 1785. We did continue down to fill this wick. If you guys remember, this was the analysis we sent when the week started, that if the weekly candle breaks below 1808, we're going to continue down to fill this wick over here at 1785. And that has been completed at this point. Very clean move over there. Daily candle also came down to fill this wick. This was the idea we sent yesterday in the Asian session. So whoever got these sells on gold, well done. Because now we're at a very strong support over here at this point. This is extremely strong support. And yeah, we're tapping into that area right now. So the only trade I'm in right now is on pound yen over here. This was a support here from the left hand side. We've broken below this wick over here. There's clean candles to the left hand side. And I think price should continue down to at least 146.800, if not to 146.780. At the same time, if let's say this candle starts closing above 146.900, then when we managing risk at that point, closing 50%. And really trying to see if we can really reduce risk if price goes into a drawdown at this point here. Man, that gold was pretty nice. Is it too late to enter? That's up to you. If you can manage risk, you can still enter. But if you can't manage risk, then I guess you can just watch and see how it basically plays out. So looking at the 15-minute time frame, we're still pretty bearish here. We're breaking below these lows. So looking at the 4-hour as well, we're coming into the vicinity of this clean candle area here to the left hand side. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see how the 15-minute candle closes, and then we're going to decide whether we want to let this position running or do we want to secure some risk at that point. Let's take a look at Euro JPY. Can magic keys be connected via cable? No. No cables. Alright, looking at Euro JPY, looking at the daily time frame, we did reject 128.360. Looking on the 4-hour time frame, we're coming into this area where there's a possibility for price to continue down towards 127.720. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, obviously looking for sells. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, yeah, we're just ranging over here now on Euro JPY. You can see how we're creating this support area right over here, right? These rejections, these wicks are not breaking below these wicks over here to the left hand side. So this means there's a low probability for price to continue down. What's this? Can we get the link to risk management virtual class? Probably by today. By today or this afternoon, the confirmation emails are going to be sent to everybody. So you can get that at that point. So looking at pound yen over here, we're waiting for the 15-minute candle to close. And this 15-minute candle, if it closes above 146.900, we're going to be closing, I'm going to be closing like 50% of my positions at that point and really managing risk. Because yesterday we had great winning trades, and today, if we're going to have a losing trade, we want to make sure that the losing trade is a small losing trade, right? It's not a big enough losing trade. That's what we want here today. So another thing I'm looking at is if this candle, this current 30-minute candle, breaks its own high right over here, then I guess I'm going to be looking to, like, you know, close 80%, 70% maybe, you know, and then we can go off from there. All right. Because just as important as winning trades are, you know, you should also know how to lose. You know, just like boxers. Boxers know how to take a punch on the chin. You know, so you got to be able to do that. So we're going to keep this trade open unless the 15-minute candle closes. So in the meanwhile, let's take a look at pound USD over here. We're going to take a look at pound USD. Also, we're going to take a look at if there are any news here today. All right, what's this chart? This is pound yen 30-minute chart. Oh, nice sells over here from 146.960. Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, so today we got retail sales, we got CPI for CAD, we got some possibly we're gonna have some pretty good movement here today with the USD. Retail sales too. I mean, we're expecting numbers to be good because the economy is open. The NFP was okay, you know, like people are employed. So when there's more employment, this means there's more retail activity happening. And when retail activity happens, that means more tax revenue is generated. So that's good for the economy. So we're going to see how that opens up. Let's take a look here. So this is pound USD. Let's take a look over here. Oh, right. Pound USD is also moving down. It looks like the dollar is gaining strength over here. We had the support formed. We're coming down over here. Let's take a look to the left-hand side. We have this weekly open down over here, which is around, let's see how far this is. This is like 12, 13 pips away. You know, it's a possibility we can continue all the way down here. I mean, we're breaking this support to continue down. But here's the thing. As pound USD is coming down, you know, as it moves away from support, the higher probability for it gets for it to do some sort of like a retracement. So we got to be careful about that, because it seems like it is really bearish at this point. Looking at pound yen over here, the 15-minute candle is about to close. Still got about 3 minutes left. Let's see here. How many chances can we get per day to enter into a trade? I think realistically, you should be focusing on 1 to 2 chances a day. 1 to 2 chances a day, I think that's good enough, right? So looking at euro yen over here, we're just ranging at this point. I think if we can get a candle to basically close below this area, bearish candle, that would mean that then there's a high probability for candle to continue down. But then if prices are going to continue down, we also got to measure the range, right? Measuring ranges, it's really, really important. So if we measure the range from 127.850 down over here, it's like a 10-11 pip range, right? So then you got to ask yourself, is this enough confirmation for price to continue down? And the answer is going to be no, because, you know, it's a pretty small range at this point. Okay, is the left side traffic the reason for the GJ pullback? I'm not sure what you mean by that. What we see here to the left hand side is we have clean candles, so this means there's a high probability for price to continue down. That's all what it means at this point. What are your thoughts on gold? My thoughts on gold is the analysis on gold, which I had on the higher time frame, is completed. And this was the weekly analysis I had on gold on the high time frame. If you guys remember, we had created support right over here. Candle closed below. This candle closed below. bullish candle. The entire analysis was if we broke below the low of the previous weekly candle, there's a very high probability we're going to continue down to fill this wick. And that's exactly what happened over here. So that was my analysis. After this, I think, I don't know, man, like we're at a very, very strong support at this point. And also, like, you know, we have retail sales data, so we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait for news to see what's going to happen. Let's extend it right over here. Look at this on the weekly time frame, on the daily time frame. Daily still has a little bit of room to continue down over here because since this is a wick on the weekly time frame, but we'll see how far it can fall after it breaks this 1 hour support. Just joined stream. Are you in GJ trade? I think the question should not be if I'm in a trade. The question should be, hey man, this is my chart. Do you think this is a good trade? That should be a good question. And yes, I am in a GJ trade. I just bought physical gold and now we're going down. It's great. Oh, yeah. I think it's just retracement. Retracement on physical gold. What are your thoughts on that entry, secured positions, and letting some run in BE? Let's take a look over here by Mr. Trail to Go. We also got the 15-minute candle closing over here. Oh, 15-minute candle actually closed. This is a pretty good trade, very nice. So it came down to fill the wick and now I'm anticipating it to continue moving bearish. So if I look at the 15-minute chart at this point, we're still in this trade, price is coming down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower down my stop loss and I'm going to bring it above this previous 15-minute candle. So this is going to be around like 7 pip stop at this point. You know, and as this candle starts breaking the low of the previous 15-minute candle, I'm going to further bring my stop loss down above this 15-minute candle so that if price does go up, I lose way less pips than anticipated. You know, and then at the same time, we're counting on candles to kind of like continue down to break this low and continue to a target around 146, 780, you know, 790. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is pound yen moving stop loss as candle closes. 2 positions, TP1, TP2, secured 80% at 25 pips. Oh, nice, right over here. I think you should also measure how much pips are you going to secure if candle starts reversing, right? That's really important as well. So what I would do is if I would see like if I'm up like, you know, 10 pips, 11 pips, I'd probably secure positions and put stops at break even. I don't understand why pound is falling given the news was all positive this morning. It's basically technical analysis. You know, a news is not going to determine where pound is going to go. And even if you look at this news, we only had CPI positive. The rest were just like low impact news, right? And if you look at it from a technical perspective, it had to come down because it was breaking certain levels over here, right? We had strong resistance formed. We couldn't break above this area. We had support formed. We broke below support, and then, you know, it had to continue moving down. Especially we had clean candle here to the left hand side. All right, Mr. Tyrone Arends. Let's take a look at Mr. Tyrone Arends. Tyrone Arends sent a chart. Let's take a look over here. Ooh, this is a wrong chart. Wrong chart here today. How do I get in the Zoom call? You'll have to buy the link off of the black market. That's the best way. That's the best way to get into Zoom call. Yeah, seems to be low volume at this time. Let's see here. What do you think about my idea on GJ today? Thank you. Sent by Faris Bouza. Let's take a look here, Mr. Faris. All right, this is the 1 hour chart over here. Retest to continue down to 146,700. See, I like this idea, 146,700. That's what I'm anticipating here as well. So I mean, now when it comes to risk management, if this current 15-minute candle starts breaking the high of the previous 15-minute candle, so I'm going to be closing around, like majority of my positions at that point. Not only that's going to be a smaller risk over there, but that's going to be around, like 4 pip loss, kind of like that deal over there. So that's what I'm going to be securing at that point. Closing majority of my positions. As we break above 146, 930, 935. What's your username on TradingView? I have no idea. I don't even know how to look at that. Yeah, this is my username on TradingView, I guess. All right, Euro GPY is also coming down over here now. We're breaking below support. Let's take a look at the Chinese indicator over here. Yesterday, the Chinese indicator was lying, and today it's saying pound is weak and it's saying yen is strong. So technically, this should mean that pound yen should continue moving bearish, right? But hey, listen, if it does, if it doesn't, then it is what it is. So slowly we're coming up over here around 146, 930. And if you do continue breaking that high over there, I'm probably going to be closing. Actually, I'm not going to close partial positions. I'm going to close my entire position once it comes up towards 146, 935, because we want to be very risk averse. Like yesterday, we had a 16 pip win, 17 pip win, and if we can have a loss for about 4 pips, 4.5 pips, I think that's pretty good. All right, let's see here. I think this is a good example to give your trade a second chance. Let's take a look over here. Right over here, risk 2%. Interesting. Move very fast. Okay, we'll take a look at that in Slack over here. There's a lot of text. Since yeah, probably going to take a look at it in Slack. So you gave the trade second chance right over here as we broke below these lows here. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. All right, so this candle is about to close in about 8 minutes. If we break above the high over here around 146, 935, I'm going to be closing my entire position. And as you can see, this is going to be like a 4 pip loss at this point. Nothing bigger than 5. So this is the way you can really constrict your losses. You have to take pride in your losses. That's the thing. You have to really accept your losses and be thankful that you're managing a risk. And then, if you do get stopped out, that's perfectly fine, because if price starts breaking the low again, then we can give our trade a second chance at that point. So there's nothing lost there either. So let's take a look at this chart over here. This is Euro AUD chart. All right, let's take a look here. Euro AUD. Bearish trend overall. Support broke, waiting for potential retest in a bearish candle. Okay, looks good. So basically, price is coming up to your consolidation area to the left hand side. If you look over here, consolidation area. So this is where price may start reacting and creating some sort of a resistance for price to continue down. So that's pretty good. You're coming up to a consolidation area at that point. GU looks like it's slowly creating that structure to continue going bearish. Let's take a look at this chart over here by Michael. No trade zone, sells below 1.38400. Okay, maybe this is enough range to take a trade. Let's take a look over here, right? Because if we're breaking below this area on pound USD, right? Let's take a look at this here. So we're breaking below the support, and if price starts to retrace a little bit, I think that retracement is going to be like a retest, right? That retracement may be like a retest for price to continue moving bearish. So if you look on the smaller time frames, right, we're doing some sort of retracement here. So that retracement might be some sort of a retest for price to continue down. And if you look at pound yen over here, we're coming close to breaking the high of the previous 15-minute candle. If you do break that high, I think this is going to be a pretty good opportunity to close out the trade and accept a very small loss, right? So also remember, yesterday we had a pretty big win. So today, if you can have a smaller loss, that's totally fine. Any guest comes on Friday? Yes. I'm trying to get a surprise guest on Friday. What would we have done to improve this trade? Maybe you should not have entered this trade. That would have been the best thing. Nothing. You could have done nothing. Because here's the thing. When you're trading, right? When we're trading, we don't control the outcome. We cannot control the outcome. What we can do is we can anticipate a positive trade. We can anticipate the price to move in our way, but we cannot anticipate if it's going to move in our way or it's going to move against us. The only thing we can control is risk. That's the only thing we can control is risk. So if price comes up, breaks above certain highs, we're controlling risk and we're letting the rest run. That's the only thing we can do, and that's what I do too. Raja, top 3 trading firms? I have no idea. I have no idea what the top 3 trading firms are. Let's take a look at this chart over here someone sent. This is a chart sent by Jarvis YT. Oh, what the hell is this? GRTGBP. I have no idea what's going on over here. But yeah, it makes sense. So you're possibly looking for price to... Man, this is just crazy chart over here. Can't even look at that. Have you not watched the Magic Keys YouTube channel videos? Oh, what's this? Who's having issues? New idea for Magic Keys, ability to set partial closes. Oh yeah, we do have partial closes on Magic Keys. Alright, let's take a look here by Mr. Sloppy. Mr. Sloppy sent a chart, and this is on pound yen over here. Hope it breaks with the low high volume candle. Nice. So you held the trade from the Asian session all the way into London, and now we're coming into pre-New York, and you're expecting the price to continue bearish. That's exactly what I'm expecting it to do too, for it to continue bearish. And if this 15-minute candle closes like a weak bullish candle, I think it's a very good opportunity for the next candle to continue bearish. So we're going to keep that in mind. Haven't you looked at the rejection on the left-hand side? I have, but I thought that we're breaking below the zone to continue down. But at the same time, I'm managing risk as well. There's no rejection. Once this 30-minute candle was bearish, we were anticipating it to continue bearish so that the next one can continue bearish. But I guess if it closes back above this support, then we'll have to manage risk at that point. Is there only way of controlling a fake out, managing risk accordingly? Yes. Breakout candle, can you give me your thoughts on entering sell at the close of this candle? Yeah, I think it's good. You entered over here and your stops were above this candle. It's pretty good. Or maybe you could have entered after this bearish candle right over here, because this closed like a bullish doji. So this was your confirmation for price to continue down to fill this wick over here to the left hand side. Hey Raja, if we break below the low, is it a good idea to add my risk back on? Yes, that's actually a pretty good idea to add the risk back on at that point. So gold is ranging at this point. We got EUR/JPY coming into this small range here. It's like a small 6 pip range, 7 pip range. Looking at pound USD, supposedly it should do a retest to continue down. We'll have to wait and see how that forms up. We have about 3 minutes left for this candle to close. Let's take a look at this chart here. Broke below support, took impulsive entry right here. Okay, so here's the thing. Once this candle closed bearish, you would have had to, oh, this is a 5-minute chart. Yeah. So now you got to ask yourself, how did you manage risk? Did you manage risk with this 5-minute candle closing bullish, or did you let the candle hit your stop loss? Because the idea was good for price to continue down, you had clean traffic, but sometimes, the probability is not in our favor sometimes. And when the probability is not in our favor, we have to manage risk. That's all we can do at this point, right? Looked pretty good over here, just like right here, right? I mean, 15-minute candle closed below support for price to continue down in this clean range. But if we start breaking the high over here, that means the probability is not in our favor for price to continue down. There's nothing wrong that we're doing. We're executing on the same things we execute every day. But sometimes the probability is not in our favor simply, and then we just have to manage risk at that point. How do you do your resistance levels of your trade? I don't know. We'll have to talk about a specific example when we're talking about that. I've had 2 losses, bruv. Were closed after 15 minutes, closed bullish while in a sell, but then both times price went in my way, so I lost money for no reason at all. I was just trying to manage risk. Oh. So then I guess you gotta see that what could you have done differently to stay in that trade. Maybe looked at the high time frame, 30-minute time frame, 1 hour time frame, you know, things of that nature. Let's take a look at this chart by Tony. This is a year JPY chart, sells after the candle breaks below the low. I think it's pretty good because once this candle is closing below this area, I think it's giving like confirmations for price to continue down to fill this wick. And then possibly if we can break this area, then you have a wider range for price to play into. All right, so we're breaking the low over here, so I'm going to close my trade at this point. So lost about 4, almost 5 pips over here. So this was trade 1 GJ sells, negative 5 pips at this point. Perfect, right? So the whole idea was that the 30-minute candle, if you look at the 30-minute chart, 30-minute candle was coming below the support, right? And we were anticipating it to continue close bearish for price to continue down. So I guess the only issue was we relied on the 15-minute candle to continue down and it didn't, right? So we managed risk at that point. So it is what it is. We're going to wait and see what happens. I mean, if we get a second opportunity to take a sell, I'm going to give this trade a second chance. But if not, then, you know, that's the trade of the day over here. Let's take a look at chart. Oh, wow, look at that. Entry through sell stop at 147.100. This was early in the morning over here today. Secured 50% at 10 pips. The runner, you're expecting it to continue down. Beautiful. Looks like pound USD is also doing some sort of a retracement. Pound yen is also supposedly doing some sort of a retracement here. If it's doing a retracement after making a high, this is the area where it should come up to retrace. Because if we're making a low over here and if we come up to make some sort of a resistance, I think there's a very high probability we can come down to retest this low. So I think now we'll have to wait over here after taking that small loss at that point. All right. This is GBP AUD. Stop loss down over here. You're looking at buys above 1.79077. Yeah, it looks good. You got clean candles here to the left hand side as well. If you don't mind, could you quickly explain the significance of equal highs? I have no idea what equal highs mean. No clue at all. This guy never looks at the Gulag charts. Yes, I do. Hey, I risked $1,500 but only lost $750. Oh, nice. That's pretty good. Lost 50% of what you risked. That's actually good. He doesn't actually give advice when someone sends him a chart. It's always just reading what someone else has charted and then says, nice, good job, wow, beautiful. No, that's wrong. I mean, if a chart is nicely analyzed, what else am I supposed to say? Right? If someone sends me a chart like this, what else am I supposed to say? I mean, it looks good. You have analysis, candles are bullish, looks good. And the reason why they look good is because maybe you guys have been on the streams for so long that now you're actually learning at this time. Can't say anything else. I mean, right? What else should I say? Looks bad, it's horrible, it's garbage. When I say that, guys get mad. But when I say it looks good, you guys still get mad. Right? Like, you guys gotta make up your mind over there. It's a gulag, man. Crazy. Let's take a look at GU. GU is retracing here a little bit. All right. What do you think about Talking Option, the YouTube who talks bad about other Forex trader? I honestly don't really care what anyone thinks at this point anymore. What do you... Oh, all right. Let's take a look at this chart. this chart coming from the gulag over here. Let's take a look over here. So we're going to see, what can we say? Can we say it looks good, looks beautiful, looks, I mean, what can we say over here? Let's take a look over here. So this is pound yen 30-minute chart. So you're looking for sells below this area here to go down. You got no range over here, looks good. You're looking for buys above 147.200, clean range, looks good. What else should I say? It looks good, man. The only thing I can say is, like, if it's retracing, there's a possibility it can continue down, right? Perfect. Looks good. Beautiful. Wow. Amazing. So, all right. So it's awesome we're moving up over here. It's pretty good. What I would want to see is, I would want to see some sort of a resistance formed so we can continue down to retest this low. Let's do some fresh analysis here, right? Let's go to the high time frames. And so your JPY is also ranging. Pound USD is doing some sort of retracement here as well. So let's do some fresh analysis on pound yen over here. So the daily candle is obviously rejecting 147.400, right? We're rejecting this area. Looking on the 4-hour time frame, the 4-hour candle is bearish, really bearish. We broke below this resistance. We have another support down over here at 146.680. Right, there's a possibility we can continue down over here. I still think we can continue down because we broke below the support. So the bias is sells here for me. Looking on the 1-hour time frame, we can see we broke below this support over here, and I think we're just kind of like retracing for price to continue. Now, let's take a look on the 30-minute over here. So 30-minute basically made a low at this point. This is also a 15-minute low. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, that's the 15-minute low right over here. And then at the same time, we have this minor resistance at 147 here as well. And this is a very strong key level over here, 147, extremely strong key level. And if you extend the support to the left-hand side, we can see that this support was actually a resistance of this consolidation over here. See this consolidation? So that was a resistance of consolidation here to the left-hand side. So if we break below 146.900 again, there's a very high probability we're going to continue down in this range. And this is a pretty good range here as well. This is like a 21 pip range. So pretty good range to have like a profitable trade. That's something I'm going to be looking for. But if I'm looking for buys over here, right, let me see what we can do for buys. Because whenever you want to look at a trade, you want clean ranges, right? So if you look over here for buys, I think this is a cleaner range for buys because you have clean candles that came down previously in the London session. And if you measure this range, this is almost like a 12, 13 pip range, pretty tight range, right? Really tight range. So my text is probably going to go right over here. Potential sells below 146.900. This is what I'm looking at this point. Potential sells below 146.900. Or if we create some sort of a resistance here for price to continue down. Which country have you visited in Europe apart from UK? Turkey. Turkey. What do you think about the 4-hour since it started with no wick? Yeah, I think the 4-hour is still bearish. That's what I think. It doesn't matter if it has a top wick or not, but because it broke below support. So looking at pound USD over here as well, looks like it's coming back down to break these lows. And I think if we do break below these lows, there's a very high probability we can continue down on pound USD. And I think these sells are also going to then formulate in pound yen here as well, once we break below 146.900. Turkey is not in Europe. Yes, it is. Part of Turkey is in Europe, part of Turkey is in Asia. Man, you guys need to go back to your geography lessons. Is Turkey in Europe? Look at that. First question over here. It's a transcontinental country straddling southeastern Europe and Western Asia. See? Right there. Half of it is in Europe, half of it is in Asia. Tell my Gulag brothers to leave the stream. all uneducated Gulag brothers, you guys can leave the stream at this point. All right, let's see here. Do we have? No, that's it. Gold is ranging here. I think This is the area we marked on gold yesterday. If we break above 1797, see this is a really good indication for buys over here. If you look in gold above 1797, you have this clean range over here, right? Where's my other marker over here? We have this super clean range right over here. Daniel took a buy on GJ. Oh, nice, wonderful. Let's see here. What do you think about the current 4-hour with small wick on pound yen? That basically doesn't mean anything because we broke below support. So the trend is bearish at this point. So all we need to do is we need to break below 146,900 and then we're gonna have a clean sell. So I'm looking for sells. My bias is sells. You know, so when I have a selling bias, I'm not changing my bias to buys. I'm leaving my bias to sell. Let's take a look at this trade idea from Tony. So Tony is looking at USD CAD over here. Buys about 1.27, 170. You got clean range here to the left hand side. This is excellent. So this is a no trade zone over here. Pretty good. Pretty good, right? Support area, you have clean range. 28 pips, you got clean range up over here. 33 pips. Nice. What else can I say? Beautiful. No, it looks pretty good. The analysis is solid. When people send me charts, I'm looking at the overall analysis and I'm looking at the, like, what your plan is. What are you looking for? You know, let's take a look at this gold 4-hour chart over here. Don't want to play in this range because of the big win yesterday. Willing to wait for cleaner moves for the rest of the week. That's excellent. Cleaner range to play above 1800, 1806. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think above this area you can have a clean range over here. This is something we were looking at here as well. And break below, we can continue falling down below 1784. Hey Raja, you said that you could change your bias last month. I mean, it depends on your experience, right? I mean, if you're good, if you're consistent, then you can change your bias if you want. But if you're not consistent, if you're just starting out, I think it's very important to just stick with one bias. And when you stick with one bias, you're probably going to just get one trade a day, you know? And if you cannot commit to one trade a day, man, trading is going to get really, really, really hard. When will Dominion markets be out? You know what? I keep asking this question to MetaCoach every day. Every day I ask them. They're supposed to release our MetaTrader sometime in the next 1 to 2 days. You know, and every time it's like, oh, another day, another day, another day. And the wait is just crazy. Few things I'm waiting for in life right now. And all those things are being delayed. And everything they say, oh yeah, you know, Corona, the virus, this and that, man, come on. We ordered a new car in December and they said the car is going to be here in January. January came, then they're like February, and February's here, and they're like probably end of February, and man, just the wait. All right, pound USD. So you look for sells on the 30-minute time frame, first TP right over here, down over here. See, this is what I'm looking at pound USD here as well. So we're creating a support, and once we break below this area, we can continue moving down. So it actually looks pretty good. Right. Let's go over here to 146,900. Buys above this area. I think better buys are above 147,200. All right, Mr. Justin Ferreira, GBP AUD. Let's take a look at this chart here. Let's see. This chart is buys above. All right, let's look at this, right? Buys above 1.79250 because clean range looks good. And sells below this area down over here looks good, right? And the reason why you're not doing any trades over here is because price is ranging at this point. So I can't say anything else. It looks good. Beautiful. Right? So now you just gotta wait. I can't say anything else. What else should I say? Cinderella left her shoe over here. You're gonna go get that shoe and then come down? No, probably not, right? Alright, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is Euro JPY. So no trade range because I think it's a smaller trade range over here, but I think you can still squeeze something out of it. So better you're looking for sells below this area because you got clean ranges here to the left hand side. Yeah, we'll see what happens here on your JPY, because so far we're just ranging at this point. I think someone in the Gulag is expecting a webinar every time Raja streams. Yeah, I don't know. Are the gyms open in Canada? Yes. The gyms have been open for about 2-3 weeks now. They'll be opened for, oh yeah, so they'll be open for another 3 weeks, and then a third wave is gonna come, and then everything's gonna be shut down again. So this is like a little treat people are getting at this point. All right, pound yen price created resistance, buys as 30-minute candle closed bullish to create support. Okay, so you're looking for buys over here. Gold sells below, good sells below 130, 130. What is this happening over here? What do you think of this buy bias? I don't think nothing about this, man. This is in the past. This is in the past. I have no idea what's going on over here. We got to stay current to where price is right now. We can't take a look at in the past. Sorry. What's this? Pound yen, enter a buy, bullish trend, price rejected 146,900 in the past. Okay, looks good. So you're looking for price to come over here to take a buy. You're taking a buy at this point. You're taking a buy about 147,200. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm thinking of opening an ECN account so I can trade with lower spreads. What are your thoughts? My thoughts are, yeah, go ahead. I mean, lower spreads are pretty good. That's what I use. I use ECN accounts so I can get lower spreads. I've taken 8 trades today, lost 6 of them, and I'm down $1,000 for the day, 80% of my account. Any advice? The advice I'm going to give is just focus on 1 or 2 trades a day. That's it. You focus on 1 or 2 trades a day and you don't lose $1,000. And you really got to stop over trading at that point. Can you explain why you have a resistance at 147, 150? I put mine at 147, 222. Oh yeah, this is wrong. It's right over here. 147, 200 right over here. This is the resistance I have at this point. Looking at 30-minute time frame, yeah, that's better. Right there. That's my resistance, 147, 200. Because above this area, we have clean ranges over here. You know, so you always got to put yourself in the best position to win. Can you explain when to use same risk percentage and when to adapt to situation, increase or decrease? That's totally up to you. You know, like, because whenever you start a trade, here's the thing. Whenever you execute a trade, you're anticipating trade to run in your favor, right? And you're using your regular risk at that point. And when the trade starts to, like, you know, go against you, you have candles closing against you, then that's the point when you're really managing risk at that point. You're trying to see, okay, can I decrease my risk over here and not, right? Unless you're taking really, really risky entries. I mean, if you're taking risky entries like impulse entries, then you're using lower risk. So it comes with experience, you know, and the more you see charts, the more you see certain patterns print and play out, you know, so you basically adjust your risk according to that. Does Magic Keys work with cTrader? Yes, it works with cTrader. All right. Good morning. Great help on my journal every time you take a look on my trading analysis. Would you take a look at this? By Cuento Nirongikilo. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This chart is executed a sell at this point. Price came down. First TP hit. Nice. So basically came down to fill this wick over here. It's pretty good. And now we're expecting price to continue further down, you know, if you start rejecting this area. We'll see how that plays out. We can see how price is having some issues over here at this point. And I mean, if we do continue going bearish, we need to break below 146,900 for price to continue bearish. Any discount on Magic Keys anytime soon? Yes. If you're a part of Market Fluidity, and the Forex family, you do get a discount coupon. What do you think about this? So like, just message someone. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it in Slack over here right now for you guys. Okay, what's going on over here? Mr. Khalil Campero. Hey, Raja, can you take a look at this trade I am in? All right, let's take a look at this trade. This is GBP NZD swing trade sells. Lower high entered. Oh, you entered over here. I guess you need to manage risk over here now because we got a support over here. You got a support over here. You got support over here. Second thing you want to do is you have to remove these EMAs at this point. You got to remove EMAs so that you can see what price is doing, what candles are doing. You need to look at the candles because look, if we're rejecting the support, candles closing bullish, you have to manage risk at that point because we're in an uptrend, and the reason why we're in an uptrend is because the chart is starting from the bottom right, bottom left, and going to the top right. So you have to manage risk at that point. So whenever you're in a losing trade, the best thing you can do is manage risk. That's it. You got to manage risk in a losing trade all the time. I use magic keys. Is there any difference between MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5? I'm aware MetaTrader 5 is faster, but doesn't even matter because magic keys does it all for me. No, doesn't really matter. It's still pretty good. They both work the same way. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is, stopped out at break even. Nice. It's pretty good. Stopped out at break even. Very good. So right now we're coming up to this potential resistance area, either over here or up over here. So I'm looking for some sort of a rejection or some sort of a resistance formed so we can continue down to retest this low. But at the same time, if I don't get any resistance formed and if price starts to move bullish, then it is what it is, right? All right, let's take a look at this chart here by Jordan. Mr. Jordan Baker. Let's take a look here. This is sells on close below 146,890. This is a no trade zone. You're looking for buys above 147,200. Yeah, this looks good because you got a clean range over here and you got clean range down over here. This is sort of like once we move above this area, we get into like some sort of a consolidation or area at this point. So I guess there's going to be some sort of a waiting involved here now. Hey, it's leg day. I don't want to see no chicken legs. Yeah, don't worry. I use a stand-up desk. So stand-up desk actually makes your legs stronger. Every time I enter a trade, I just want to censored because I'm so nervous. Any advice? Whenever you get nervous, when you enter a trade, just try to manage risk. That's the only thing I can say at that point. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. So this is a gold chart. So no trade range. What's happening over here? Target for buys. So looking for buys above 1797 for buys. Looks good. Sells below 1786. Yeah, nice. No trade range. Consolidation over here. Pretty good. So we'll see what happens if you do start to break above or not. That's something what I have on gold here as well. If I'll take a look at gold over here, same idea I have here, above 1797 and below 1786. Hello there, this is my first time watching live. Oh, welcome. Trying to understand the process. May I ask if you share your trades live? Yes. So in the morning, had a selling idea over here, but unfortunately we ended up in the loss over here. And some people are in buys at this point. It's pretty good, but I'm looking for sells. So if we get some sort of a rejection, some sort of some sort of a resistance form, so I'm going to be executing on a sell for price to continue down. But if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. Do you think GJ has enough momentum towards the upside? Yes. If we break above and stay above 147.040, then I think it has enough momentum to continue moving up in this range. I do agree with that. Pound USD is also moving up over here. 7 steps to take consistency. Oh, this is actually very nice. 7 steps to take for consistency. Doing fresh analysis, planning, watching and waiting for the plan to happen. Yes, trade your plan, manage your trade, journal your trade, call it a day. Beautiful. Let's see here. Why the spread in traders domain is so high? It's 3.5 pips on pound yen, and most pairs are at 3 to 4 pips. I think you're on standard account. You need to choose an ECN account. Then the spreads are lower. It's like 1.1 pip, 1.2 pips, somewhere around there. Why wouldn't you suggest to trade the range between 1797 and 1786? Let's take a look here. 1797 and 1786. I mean, you can trade the range if you want, but this is the only reason I wouldn't want to trade this range. I mean, you can look on a 30-minute time frame here. I mean, the only reason I wouldn't want to trade this range is because if price moves bullish, right? You got resistance over here, then you got some resistance over here, and then you got resistance over here. So all these areas there, that would keep me away from trading this range to go up. So that's why I'm going to be a little more conservative, and I'm going to wait for price to break above, 1797, 1798. So that's the reason why. You can have a pretty big range, but then it all comes down to your, your comfort level at the end of the day. That are you really comfortable trading in that range? But if I look above 1797, I see this wick over here, which is around, how big is it? It's like a 33 pip wick. And then above this wick, I have clean range going all the way up. So then I have to ask myself, will I be better off trading above 1797, or will I be better off fighting the range below 1797? So that's something you have to identify. Do you want to fight, or do you want to have a really easy win? If you want to fight, you can try to trade within the range, but if you want to have a really easy win, you can either wait for break below 1786 or break above 1797. The hurdle now is when I have a win, I call it a day, but once I have a loss, I don't call it a day till I give my few more chances and the loss gets bigger. Yeah, that's a problem. When I have a losing trade, I just, most of the times I call it a day at one losing trade. I'm not afraid to take a loss, because here's the thing, you have to learn to take losses. You have to appreciate taking losses. I was listening to this talk by Gary Vee last night, and he was talking about that be happy you're taking losses, because when you're taking losses, that's the opportunity where you can grow. So if I took this loss, I'm like okay with it. I'm fine with it if I'm taking this loss, because then tomorrow I'm going to have a much bigger win. Or if later on in the day, if there's some sort of a rejection formed or a resistance formed, then I'm going to give my trade a second chance, and then maybe we're going to have a winning trade at that point. But when you have losses, just do what I do. I mean, I take a break. I don't take another trade. I just take a break, because I know if I'm going to involve my emotions after a loss, I'm going to have more losses, and it makes no sense at all to have more losses. Let's take a look at this trade by Brad Frankson. Can you tell me what you think about my analysis on USD CAD? Let's take a look over here. This is sent by Brad Frankson. So you're looking at USD CAD, looking for buys above this area over here. It's pretty good because you got clean range here to the left hand side. Very nice, very cool range over here. Looks like we don't have enough ranges here. That's why this is labeled as a no trade range. And then you have another cleaner range below this area. See, this is pretty good. You've identified good ranges you want to take a trade in, and basically you're just going to wait for that. It's awesome. Also, like, you know, the reason why you see most USD pairs ranging at this point is because we also have retail sales coming up pretty soon, in about an hour. You know, so that might move the USD pairs as well, so we'll have to wait. Hello, I'm from South Africa. Oh, hello there. I'm from Canada. We have Sacha from Quebec. We have Christopher from Miami. We have Ramon from Portugal. Oh, no. Would you trade the range on pound USD from price now and buy to the TP? See, looking at GBP USD, I would probably look for buys maybe above this area, because I want to see clean candles to the left hand side, right? So I would want to see buys above this area for price to continue up. If that doesn't happen, it's going to be pretty difficult. So the 30-minute candles have closed over here. Looking at pound yen, oh nice, we're moving up over here now. Yeah, so we need some sort of a rejection here for price to come down. But if it continues moving up, then it is what it is, right? There's no trade at that point. I mean, I'm looking for sells, and if I don't get those sells, probably I'm going to take no trade here. Would you change your buys to buys or sells only? It depends, right? I mean, if price breaks above 147.050, I'm not changing my bias. I'm changing my bias if we start breaking above 147.200. Then I'm changing my bias to buys, because at that point I'm going to say that, okay, you know what? Now there's a very high probability for price to continue up because of this clean traffic here to the left hand side. So, like, you know, when you're trading, you have to be extremely patient to what you're looking for. You know, you need to be crystal clear of what you want to trade. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This chart is Santiago Serna. This is a pound AUD chart over here. Kind of resistance formed. If a candle can respect the resistance, we can continue moving down and break these lows. Oh, nice. Yeah, this looks good, because you already see some sort of a rejections over here, and that could push price down. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Otherwise, you can have pretty good buys above this area here. Really good buys for price to continue moving in this range. I've seen EJ, GJ have very little volume in the past 2 months. Is it because it's early in the year? Yeah, for the most part, it's very early in the year here. Plus, also you gotta note that, like, you know, there's not enough economic activity happening. Like, you know, like most countries are in lockdown right now. There's no breaking news about Brexit. There's no breaking news about further lockdowns. It's just a very standstill. So the only thing that's moving the markets are like shock moves here and there, like price action, stuff like that. Oh, nice one. Looks like we're moving up in this range over here. Looks like Sacha got a winning trade. Sacha's dancing over there in the background. What do you think about this trade that I'm about to get filled in? Let's take a look over here. All right. This is... Ooh, you're looking for a sell. You're looking for a sell at this point. Yeah, I don't know. The candles are bullish to take a sell. The candles are moving up at this point. You can't basically take a sell over here. You can see right over here, candles are moving bullish. So you need candles to print in your favor to go down. Pound yen is also approaching this area to continue bullish. Alright, so this is what I'm looking at for buys over here. Potential buys above 147 200. That's it. This is EA sell setup. Ooh, wrong chart. Can't open this chart over here. Let's take a look at this chart by Bill. Pound yen, target of 28 pips, monthly high, traffic zone down over here. So I guess you're in buys at this point. You're looking for buys, probably. How big was this move over here from down over here from 146 to 930? That's like a 10. Oh, nice. 17, 18 pips. Very nice. So looking on the 4 hour, 4 hours is about to flip. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's about to flip right over here now. Huge rejection from the downside. 1 hour candle is also pumping up at this point. How was your experience with swipe skins? Pretty good. Pretty good experience. Went there. Pretty cool guys. Buys above when candle closed above 147.250. Nice. You're looking for sells here. Would like to wait for resistance to be formed before taking sells. Very nice. Yeah, I also think it's going to be pretty good buying opportunities above 147.200. You know, at this point, I'm getting no FOMO, nothing, just extremely calm at this point. You know, even though if someone's taking trades, they're winning trades and you're missing out on the trades, that's totally fine. You know, because you have to wait for price to come up for it. I mean, I'm waiting for price to come above 147.200. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is Euro AUD coming downtown on the 30-minute chart. Yeah, it's looking good. Looking good for price to come down. You got TP1 at this support, which is also rejection over here. It's pretty good if price continues down. The only thing you got to identify is to how you're going to manage risk. You know, if candles just start closing bullish and all that sort. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Oh wow, look at this. Took impulse sells as price broke below the wick. Closed 50%. Closed full position right over here and managed risk. Very nice. See, managing risk is really, really important. Beautiful first loss of the week. Managed risk. Probability of trade not working out. Done for the day. No over trading. Oh nice. It's not the last day of Forex. That's exactly true. One thing is, whenever you take a losing trade, it's very important to understand that that's not the last day of trading. You know, when you miss out on a trade, understand there's going to be more trades coming next day, next week. You know, and if you win a trade, man, just win a trade, just treasure that trade and call it a day. Like yesterday. Let's see here. What about Magic Keys giveaway for good charts? Have you declared any winner? I think we have 4 or 5 magic keys left to give away. And talking about magic keys, let's talk about magic pound USD over here. We're also breaking above this area, and since we're breaking above this area, it should continue moving bullish as long as this candle now starts to close above this minor resistance, because now you have clean range going all the way towards 1.38850 at this point, right? This is the clean range we want pound yen to be in, especially. You know, if we come above 147.200, I think it's a very, very good opportunity for price to continue up. And that's what I'm going to be looking for here today. How can I prove I'm Muslim to a broker? I don't know. If you got to prove to a broker you're Muslim, then I don't know, man. I wouldn't even bother. Yeah, I wouldn't even bother. That's something I can't help you with. If you form resistance, it would be a good sell setup. Take sells all the way down to 146.900. Oh, so you're looking for sells over here. Yeah, that looks good. Because then at the same time, you're going to have like a clean candle here. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is USD JPY. No trade range, no trade range. Buys above 106,300. Let's take a look over here. This is a 13, 14 pip range. I think this is still a pretty good range over here for price to break above to continue bullish. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at USD JPY right here. So looking on the 30-minute time frame, we have a zone right over here. If we break above this zone, our range becomes, I think, still a pretty good range on USD JPY. It's still a pretty good range. You got a 12, 13 pip range. That's actually a pretty nice range on USD yen, because USD yen, it doesn't really have much volume to begin with. So I think that's still a pretty good range for price to continue up.
Hello, Raja.
Hello.
To the guy asking, how do you prove that you're Muslim? You need a document or a paper from your mosque saying or confirming that you're Muslim.
Oh.
I think they only ask it if you haven't got a Muslim name. They show the beard, it says.
A picture with a beard and you're in.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you really got to know why you're trying to open up a Islamic account. I mean, the spreads are bigger on those accounts, commissions are higher on those accounts, but you don't pay swap fees. But if you're not holding trades over a day, then you're not paying swap either way.
Yeah, it's only good for swing traders. That's it.
Yeah, so let's not make your life more complicated as it already is. So if you're not be holding trades over a day, then there's no point. What's this? Hello, is gold, what's this? What's this question over here? Is gold can fall down again like yesterday? Is gold can fall down again like yesterday? Yeah, from some 1786, for sure, we can fall down again like yesterday. Advice from me when I took a trade on gold during London session was up 15 pips but came down and stopped me out at 8 pips loss. And to another one on gold which did exactly the same. Yeah, I mean, if you were up 15 pips, 10, 15 pips, you should have secured positions over there and left the rest running. And also the important thing is, whenever you go in profits, you should never let price go back and draw down. I mean, if price is going to go back and draw down, make sure it doesn't go in drawdown with your full position. It goes in drawdown with like a smaller position. Oh, it looks like we have a special Instagram live here today at 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's see how that goes on. All right. Let's see here. Great day yesterday. Can I ask what broker you use? I'm on ETX and IG. Spread is 2.5. I'm using Trader's Domain right now. Spread is pretty good, 1.1, 1.2, 1.4 pips max. So, congratulations for everyone who had buys on pound yen. Beautiful, beautiful. You guys won the trade here today. I'm still waiting for my confirmations about 147.200 to execute a buy. And then we'll see if it's going to be a profitable trade here or not. Still got about, an hour and 15 minutes. Do you close 75% on 10 pips profit and 50% to reduce risk? Yes. I actually close 80% in profits. I close maximum in profits. But whenever price goes in negative, I'm really impatient about drawdown. I've really started to understand this, right? I've started to understand to be patient with winners and to be impatient with drawdowns. You know, and impatient being drawdowns mean that whenever I see a potential drawdown, I always start thinking that, okay, how can I reduce risk? How can I reduce this drawdown? How can I reduce my position size when I'm in drawdown? Because the last thing I want to do is I want to take a full loss on my lot size. That's the last thing I want to do. What's your advice for having my losses always being bigger than my wins? I win more than I lose, but my wins are small and my losses are big. You got to go through the risk management webinars we have. Also, maybe attend the virtual class we're going to have. So on Sunday, the 21st February, we're going to have a virtual class on risk management. I'm going to show this information here for the Gulag here. And this is going to be a class on how to manage risk, how to cut down your losses, because like people don't know how to cut down losses. I mean, if they do know it, but I mean the concepts are not clear. So this is going to be a really important class for you to attend. For guys in YouTube, you can see the link in the description. Will the class be recorded? No, the class will not be recorded. Imagine we have a big webinar and it's not recorded. Of course it's going to be recorded, man. Come on. Come on, man. Shit. Are we going to talk about overmanagement? Overmanagement? No. Overmanagement comes basically when you're not confident enough, so we can't talk about that. That's a talk you need to have with yourself. So your JPY is ranging over here. Pound yen is in this consolidation range at this point. How big is this range? This is a 16, 15 pip range. Not enough range over here. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is sent by Seneta Santos from the Gulag. Looking for buys after breaking and retesting this resistance. And we got clean traffic on the left hand side. Okay, looks good. So I guess we're creating this minor resistance over here. What you need is a candle to close bullish and for the next one to continue up, or you need this candle to start breaking these highs for it to continue up. Because we broke above and now it looks like we're creating some sort of a minor resistance. All right. Hey, what's this? On support, you say the wicks are rejections and show the candle struggling, but in a trade, you wait for a candle with a wick is a good thing because it will fill the wick. Yeah, I mean, if candles are leaving wicks, that means the wicks are going to get filled, just like right over here, right? You had this candle leaving a wick, so there was a very high probability after this candle closing bearish that the next one is going to continue down to fill the wick. The same thing happened on gold over here on the daily time frame. If you look on the daily time frame, we can see the same situation happened on the daily time frame. You had the support over here and candle closed below support. This candle closed bearish and next one respected the high, continued down to fill the wick, and it also continued down towards 1784, which is also a wick fill on the weekly time frame right over here. So like, wicks and candle patterns, all those, they work the same way on all time frames. People ask me all the time, hey man, can we use this on the 1 hour time frame, on 4 hour daily time frame? You can use it on all time frames. Works the same way. I'm managing risk well through what you had taught me. However, I'm having problem being patient with my wins. I want to wait till 10 pips. However, I get nervous around 7 to 8 pips and close my major and let a small runner run. Yeah, that's a confidence issue at that point. I mean, if you're closing 7 to 8 pips all the time, you got to take a look at that and you got to see that, okay, what percentage of your positions are actually running towards 10 pips? If you have a higher percentage of positions running to 10 pips, then there's a confidence issue. No one can help you with that except yourself. So you have to let it play out till 10 pips. That's the only way. You just simply have to let it play out. And at the same time, you have to trust yourself that you're going to manage risk if it goes against you. But the main thing is you have to see what percentage of your trades are actually running towards 10 pips. Can Sacha explain why he took the buys? Can Sacha explain it? Oh, well, I guess with this candle closing bullish and having
Yeah, sorry,
resistance.
man.
Oh, okay,
Can
okay.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah, I
hear you
had a
now.
problem with my mic. Yeah. Why I took that buy? Hold on, let me put back my chart. You want me to send you the chart? It's gonna be easier.
Yeah, let's see the chart. What's worse, greed or closing early? I think greed. Greed is worse than closing early.
Just sent it.
All right, let's take a look over here.
So I was mostly like looking for reversal like under that zone. Basically, I had my golden zone here on the fib. Was expecting a retracement down. When I saw this 30-minute on the 630 closing bullish with pretty much no wick, but I saw that happen so many times in the past with the longer bottom wick putting bullish pressure to the upside. I was like, all right, I think it's good enough for me. And the main trend is still bullish, right? So if you look on, that's why I trace that trend line. I don't use trend line. It's just like for people because I send that chart for our French group. So because sometimes people don't understand, they see price coming down and they think it's a bearish trend, right? So people sometimes have hard time understanding inter-session bearish trend and main trend. So the main trend was still bullish. So I was just looking for a point of reversing, right? So basically price came down, create support and push back up. And yeah, so secure profit right when we came back into the consolidation zone and took out one of my two runner when we hit the top of the consolidation zone. So that's it.
Yeah, nice.
Pretty
Also, I think this candle closing bullish gave you more confirmations of this rejection you hit
yes.
to the left hand side too.
Yeah, that was the key one. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
All right, let's see here. It makes me feel I'm an asthmatic. Oh. Since we had a consolidation range in this price before in GJ, with the swift move to clear that range, we might break creating a high. Wouldn't you worry if you take buys above 0.220 and worry about price making a higher low? No, because if we can close above 147.200 or 220, we have clean candles here to the left hand side, and we have to trust this, that price is going to continue moving up to mirror this area. The same thing happened yesterday, right? Yesterday we had a buy right over here. We had clean candles to the left hand side, and we had a pretty good buy trade for price to continue up. So that's going to make sense in that scenario. What advice would you give to a person whose wins are much bigger than their losses, but still lose so frequently that the losses eat up their wins? Well, Mr. King James, I think what you need to do is you need to take a look at why you're taking those losses. I mean, the most times you're gonna not understand losses if you're not gonna learn about those losses. So let's say Sacha won the trade here today, right? And if I had a losing trade here, I need to now figure out what could I have done differently to not have this losing trade. So let's talk about that. So looking at the 15-minute time frame, I think we put more, well, I put more emphasis on the 15-minute closing below 146.900, and I anticipated the 30-minute candle to stay below 146.900. So I think what could I have done differently was maybe to wait for the 30-minute to actually close below 146.900, because if it didn't close below, then there was no confirmation for it to go down. That's what I can learn from this point right over here. So I think in future, when we come to a strong area of like, support, I think it's very important to wait for a higher time frame to kind of like close below, or like to like, give us that confirmation that we're gonna go up or go down. So that's what I can learn from this loss over here. Or maybe a support form, then enter sells when price breaks support. Yeah, exactly, right? Or I mean, if I was waiting, I think in hindsight now, if I waited for the 30-minute candle to close, I guess then we could have taken a buy for price to continue up. But then again, I would have been waiting for some sort of a retracement or rejection to continue down. Because for me, this wouldn't have been enough range for me to take, well, 14, 15 pips. I still would have taken the trade. But yeah, so that's what I would have learned from this trade over here. Do you consider organizing a trading competition? No, I don't think trading competitions do you any good at all. I mean, it doesn't really matter, man. Like, trading competitions, they make no sense to me at all. Like, especially when you have a trading competition on demo accounts for 1 week, it doesn't really show someone's trading skills, right? You're running a demo account from 1,000 to 10,000, or like whatever the number is. It's not realistic. Let's be real here. It's not realistic at all. That's just like amplifying your bad habits at that point. Let's check out GA chart over here. So GA, so looking for buys above this area. You have clean candles here to the left hand side. Yeah, I think it's good. This looks good over here. Sells are a little bit tricky because you got these supports over here in the way. Yeah, really tricky here for sells. Are you Pakistan? No, I'm not Pakistan. I am Raja Banks. But I am from Pakistan. All right, let's see here. Do you ever buy, sell at market price, or always use pending orders? It's always market price. Okay. Gold is still ranging. Euro JPY is still ranging. We got about 35 minutes left for the retail sales data to come out. USD JPY is also rejecting this area over here. Let's take a look at GU. GU is still in a struggle at this point. Where is Uncle Ted? You know, Uncle Ted is like a unicorn. If he comes on, he comes on. If he doesn't come on, then you can't basically summon him at all. All right, let's take a look at this chart here by Burga Rabi. Let's see here. So what we got over here is pound yen 30-minute chart. So you're looking for buys above 147.219. See, I like this area here as well myself. I'm looking for buys above that area too. 147.200. You got clean ranges here. So we'll have to wait. What's your input on set and forget? Pending orders, too much risk. That requires a lot of self-discipline. If you're going to do like, set and forget pending orders, it requires a lot of self-discipline. Because if you can set and forget like a pending order, and if you wake up in a loss, then you got to accept that loss and you got to move on to the next day. And then you do the same thing next day, you learn from the previous day. So self-discipline comes in like not getting emotional about it. There's no volume in the market. Do you think it's better to wait for news at 8:30 to take a second trade? I mean, that's totally up to you, right? Right now, we're moving into this consolidation area. I don't see any trade over here because, there's not enough higher probability for me to actually have a possible trade over here. So I'm going to be looking for price above 147.200. And if before the news we can get above 147.200, then we can count on the NY Open to continue pushing price beyond this area back towards, I'd say, like 147.450, 147.8, 480, stuff like that. All right, what's this? This is pound yen 15-minute chart. If GJ creates a support, wouldn't that sell opportunity coming into NY clean candles to the left? What? wouldn't that create, if it creates a support, wouldn't that create a sell opportunity? I don't know. Why would a support create a sell opportunity? Wouldn't a support mean like a rejection? Or did you mean resistance? I think if you meant resistance, then you got this area in the way right over here. Do you go live in the Asian session? No, I don't. No Asian session for me. I stopped trading Asian session for like long time ago, probably like a year ago. Basically, I handed over my Asian streams to somebody, and those Asian streams basically got destroyed. If you missed the trade idea you had, do you think it's useful to stay at the chart, or would you go on about your day? So here's the thing. My trading plan is to trade from 6:30 till 9 a.m., 9:15 a.m., right? And if I miss a trade in that time, or if I take one trade and it's a losing trade within that time, I'm going to see how much more time I have left on the chart. So right now, I have about an hour left on the chart. And within that hour, if you can get a break above 147.220 or a break below 146.900, I'm still going to execute on that trade, right? But if I don't get those breaks, then, you know, that's it. I'm going to call it a day at that point. Because, you know, trading is not gambling. You know, you can't gamble here in the market. You can only take like one trade a day, 2 trades a day, max, call it a day. Like a lot of guys I see gamble all the time, and man, trust me, it doesn't work. You got to learn how to take losses on the chin. If you can't take losses on chin, it's going to be a very, very, very hard road for you. I'm present at the webinar. Will I still get it sent through email? Yes. Can you explain about gold? Gold is ranging at this point. This is a range between 1785 and 1797. So I think it's better to wait for the retail sales data to come out. If due to work, one is not able to trade during the high volume times, for example, only be able to trade 2 to 3 hours before London Open, is this a way to still be applicable? I think if you only have time to trade 2 to 3 hours before London Open, you need to identify, because what happens during that time is there's low volume at that time, right? There's low volume at that time, and then slowly we move into pre-London and London Open with volume. So you need to identify that, okay, what are the 4-hour candles doing at that time? Because, you know, you're going to see that the candles are smaller, and then slowly, once you start to look at the chart, you're going to see that the candle patterns or the candle body sizes, they start to become bigger and bigger as you move into pre-London and London Open. We did a pretty good webinar on Saturday in the simulation section. So if you go to the database, you go to the last simulation session we had, that was based on exactly what you talked about right now. You know, so those sessions, they start 2 to 3 hours before London Open, and then they move on towards, you know, like London Open and pre-New York and, like, you know, New York Open. So, and that's all based on higher time frame. That webinar was all based on higher time frame, the 4-hour time frame, like visualizing the 4-hour and executing on the 1-hour time frame, and then managing risk on the 1-hour time frame and a 30-minute time frame. Do you think green tea and strawberries is good enough for breakfast? Oh yes, man, I drink green tea every morning now, and my levels of energy are sky high every morning. I stopped drinking coffee, and I think that's the best decision I made. Just stop drinking coffee, because like coffee, it raises your levels and then it just brings it down after a while. But green tea, man, so nice. Can bullish or bearish harami good sign of trend reversal? You know, the first time when I read the word harami, the harami candles, in my language that means bastard.
Yeah.
So when I first saw that harami candles, I'm like, what? Is that really a candle name? Yeah, it's pretty funny. Gold, please. Is what we are seeing on gold a sign of bullish reversal? So let's take a look at that bullish reversal idea. So weekly is bearish, daily is bearish, 4 hour is kind of bullish, 1 hour is bearish at this point. We got retail sales coming in about 26 minutes. So you got to wait for retail sales. So we're going to see what happens with retail sales. They're actually looking at good numbers over here, because the economy is still open in the US. I don't know what's going on in the US, but the economies are still open. NFP was good numbers, ADP was good numbers, unemployment numbers were down. So when unemployment numbers are down, that means more people are employed. When more people are employed, tax revenue gets on. You have payroll taxes, you got to take that into account in the economy. So we'll see what happens with this. Someone is just spamming GBP. If you spam GBP more times, you're probably going to get banned from the channel, so you got to stop it. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This chart is sent by Ronaldo. Ooh, we got Ronaldo over here. So this is gold, 5-minute chart. Buys above 1794. Oh wow, look at that. You got the whole structure lined up over here on the 5-minute chart. Yeah, I don't know. You got news over here in about 25 minutes. So you'll have to wait. You shall have to wait. So with magic keys, I can reduce my lot size in losing position. Oh yes, absolutely. You can reduce your lot size in a losing position. Because I show you right over here. Let's go to magickeys.trade. This button right over here, close half. So if you're in a losing position, you press one button, it closes half. Close custom means that you can program it to close 90%, 80%, 70%, whatever you want to close. So I mostly use close custom. I have my close custom set at 70%. So whenever I go in a drawdown, which I don't like, I hit close custom and it closes 70% of my position. And that way I'm able to lose less, right? So it's very handy. Like, look, I can show you on my table right over here. If I move my camera down over here, you can see right here. It's right here. I don't have to go to any screen, nothing. I just do my mouse, click the window, and press the button. Boom, close custom, and it's done. Didn't you say 80%? Yeah, 80%. 80%, 70%, same thing. Don't hold that against me. It's like the same thing. How many magic keys sold till this day? We have done extremely well with this product, and the reason why we did extremely well with this product was because it solved a problem for people. I don't know if everyone had that problem or not, but I had that problem and I needed something like this, and I believe that whatever problem you solve for yourself, you have to understand there are millions of other people just like you who might have the same problems. And if you solve a problem for yourself, you're solving a problem for a million other people. Don't get me wrong, there's some people who say it's a useless product, rainbow keyboard, whatever. That's totally fine. Not everyone likes Apple, not everyone likes Android, not everyone likes MacBooks, but millions of people like MacBooks. So you always got to look at the positive. That's how an entrepreneur thinks. Entrepreneur doesn't think about the negative. They don't think about the things that can go wrong or the things that may not work. They think about the things that can work. Gotta have a positive mindset all the time. If you don't have a positive mindset, it's going to get very difficult. When will Magic Keys be available on smartphones? It will never be available on smartphones. Trading is supposed to be done on a computer, not on a smartphone. It doesn't work like that. Trust me, I've tried. Raja, invite me to Pakistan. Yeah, that's another thing. If you're a foreigner, if you're in the US, or if you're an American or Canadian, you can't just walk into Pakistan. You need an invitation from someone in Pakistan to come to Pakistan. When I had my wedding, I wanted my buddy to come to my wedding, and they wanted to see an invitation. I'm like, whoa, shit. You need a special invitation.
Well, I took my English friends with me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they had a blast of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
They were like, what's going on here? And then they were like shocked. There was curry everywhere, man. Curry and roast.
Curry and roast. Yeah, that's normal. That's,
Hello.
yeah, that's normal. Are you a breakout trader? No, I've already broken out. Now I'm in a profit land. But no, I'm not a breakout trader. Like, look, I'm looking for easy trades. That's what I look for. Really easy trades. And I'm going to get an easy trade above 147.200. Or actually, you know what I was looking for here? I was looking at this idea over here. If we form a support, yeah, there's not enough range. It's like a 7 pip range, and you got a 13. Yeah, not enough range. We'll stick to our original idea above 147.200.
Yeah, it looks too messy.
Yeah. Do you withdraw when you make profit if your balance is less than what you initially put in, or do you wait till your balance is more than what you have to withdraw? The thing is, I focus on withdrawing every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks or at the end of every month. I focus on withdrawing at that point. Because I think it's really important to get in the habit of withdrawing. Like a lot of people, they don't want to withdraw and they want to like compound their accounts. They want to grow their accounts. It's all well and good. But if you're not going to get in the habit of withdrawing money, you're never going to feel what it feels like to have your trading profits in your bank account. You know, you guys got to change your mindset, man. Stop listening to these people who talk about, oh, grow your account, compound your account, make big gains. No. Make big gains in your bank account. You got to compound your bank account because that's what matters at the end of the day. Compounding your trading account and then losing it, it makes no sense at all. You know, so I focus on withdrawing every 2 weeks or at the end of the month, whether it's $100, whether it's $1,000, whatever it is. What's the reasonable target for a $1,000 account? I mean, I don't know. What's your reasonable target? I think my reasonable target for a $1,000 account at the end of the month is around $1,700, $1,800. Very reasonable, you know, on a live account. But your target can be different. You know, someone can target 10,000. That's awesome.
Hey, Ricky, you alright?
Hey, am I right?
Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah. Did you see that India's COVID cases have dropped by 90%?
Oh, nice.
Just through herd immunity. No vaccine, no nothing. So
I don't.
You might want to go back to India.
Yeah, but I'm not from India, so I can't do that.
India and Pakistan.
Yeah. I don't follow that garbage anymore. Those cases, all that stuff. I don't follow that anymore.
Well, it's all a load of rubbish anyway.
Yeah, I mean it's on the media, you know, and like I mean, I don't even watch news anymore now. Stop watching news. My source of news is on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's where I get my
Believe
news.
nothing. Yeah. It's got the same validity as the news.
Yeah. Yeah, but then the comment section, that's my another source of news.
Yeah. Why don't you turn the comment section off?
No,
You're
they're
a
on.
celeb now, aren't you?
Oh.
Yeah, you should be able to travel because you see in England, the rule is if you're a celebrity, if you work in media or anything like that, you can travel without the restrictions, without the fines.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Not in Canada, man.
No.
Yeah, Rakeel,
No.
you're a celebrity anyway. You can go all over the gas.
No, I don't think I'm a celebrity at all.
You might not.
I don't know.
I don't think so, bro. Everywhere you went, the place was packed. I see that with my own eyes. People come to visit you. I don't even know how good, bad, and ugly came to visit you.
Yeah, that was a one-time thing over there.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right, so this is what the DirectGov website says for the UK, Rakeel. It says passengers that are exempt from quarantine, individuals taking business, domestic and international performing arts professionals, TV production, journalists, staff, elites, sports person, influencers. Like, how are they exempt? I'm hating right now because I just want to travel.
Yeah, I don't follow those rules at all. I mean, it's just how it is. How will the upcoming news affect gold? Well, they're looking at good numbers, so we'll have to see what happens. I mean, if you're looking at good numbers, it should potentially start breaking below 1785, 1784 for price to continue down towards 1777. And if you look on the weekly or even on the daily, that's your next level of support down over there, 1776, 1777. Ooh, that will also mean the 4-hour candle is going to flip bearish as well in the next 45 minutes. Interesting. How do I grow my $250 account? I make $5 to $6 to $7 daily. Wonder when I will get to $1,000. Well, since you have a smaller account, I would say maybe trade that account for about a month and a half. And if you're seeing consistency in that account, if that account is growing up and you're getting more wins, I think that's going to be a time where you could turn around and say, okay, you know what, maybe now I'm going to add more money in that account. You know, and then you start doing that. Because in the start, your whole idea is to build a solid trading foundation. You know, if you can build a good solid trading foundation, and then you can add more money. Same thing goes with, like, you know, when people move to FTMO accounts or funding talent accounts to trade bigger money, you know, you need a good solid foundation to prove to yourself that you can actually trade with bigger income, right? Or like with a bigger balance. That's the right way to go about that. Looks like we still got about 8-9 pips up towards 147.200, and if we break above this area, I think we can continue moving bullish. Or if not, then we'll have to end the day with a 5 pip loss over here. Risk 1 to 2% on trades per day without 10K in your account, you will break even for years. No, that's wrong. If you can manage risk, there's no way you will break even for years. I mean, look at me, man. I risk 1 to 2% a day. I take 1 to 2 trades a day. Last year I made around 750,000 in profits. I did not break even at all. You have to focus on how you can really manage risk. You manage risk, and slowly you're going to start to get in profit slowly. But if you don't manage risk, like it just takes one losing trade, right? You take one loss one day, and then all hell breaks loose in your mind. And then you start taking another losing trade, and all your gains get wiped off. So you have to just focus on, if you take one losing trade, you have to call it a day. Don't get emotional about it. You know, even if people around you are winning, that's totally fine. You know, they're winning at that time. How to trade if one lives in a country like Germany, where our 9 to 5 jobs take away both London and New York session for trading. Asian session is basically 2 a.m. at night for us. I think you need to focus on higher time frames, 4-hour time frames, stuff like that. 750K, yes. Like I showed my taxes yesterday, right? Paid 52,000 taxes. So, like, you know, that's what you pay on that sort of income. Let's see here. How to trade if one lives. Oh, I started with $1,700 6 weeks ago. Ooh, and just got hit 3,100. Do you not need a huge account to trade? No, you don't need a huge account to trade. If you're at $3,100, man, with $3,100, you can easily withdraw $300 a month. You know, $350 a month. Looks like gold is about to drop below 1783 to continue further bearish towards 17 1777. Once we come below these wicks over here, these rejections, there's a very high possibility we can continue down. And I'm also keeping my eye out on pound yen over here too, above 147.200. Have you lost your trading account after you start making this method trading one time a day? No. There's no way you can lose your trading account if you take one trade a day. All right, slowly we're coming up towards 147.200. It's pretty good. Gold is also coming down below these rejection wicks to the left-hand side, which is also pretty good. Because if we continue down in this manner, I think there's a very high probability we can continue down towards, 1777, 1776. Are the live streams going to be free forever? Well, hopefully. See now, we're crossing below this area at this point. These wick rejections here, and also the news is about to come positive, so this move down, you could probably say, hey, like, you know what, maybe this is being priced in for price to continue down. So we're gonna have to wait about what, 10 minutes, 7 minutes, and then we can see if this candle is going to close it. Because if we close below, if we stay below, let's say 1783, then there's a very high probability we can continue down towards 1777. So you got to be very, very careful about gold at this point.
Yeah, the thing with gold, Rakeel, you're coming into the monthly area, but on the 4 hour, it is creating that lower low that's needed.
Oh, there we go.
This happened,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
See
it's
the
going to
back of the
continue
1
bearish. At this time, let's take a look on the smaller time frames here. Oh yeah, this 5 minutes is going to continue rallying down.
minute. You sell the
Yes.
thing and forget the rest.
You're going to get a $20 drop.
I'm 40 already.
Yeah, 1761.
1776 is on its way right now.
Yeah.
For gold, where would stop losses be if it breaks and closes below? Well, you can have stops at 1785, like above the previous 5-minute candles, 15-minute candle. 15 is too big, 5-minute candle. And really anticipate it to continue down. The thing is, when you're trading gold, you need a lot of confidence that it's going to continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need that strong confidence that gold is going to continue down. So see, we broke below these rejection wicks, so yeah. It should continue at this point.
Like I say, it's a perfect market structure on the 4 hour, like creating lower lows, lower high, lower low.
Yeah. Another trade with gold.
I know I paid nice yesterday. I ended up with like nearly 500 pips yesterday.
Yeah.
And then today I'm on 160.
I've been watching gold to go short, but price ain't want to retest. Yeah, that's what you get with gold. They're not retests all the time with gold.
63. Wow.
What time frame are they looking at, Rakeel? Because that's if you look on the 1 hour and 4 hour, gold has actually retested. It retested 1793 on the 1 hour and 4 hour.
If it comes to 1778, it's going to be a blessed 20 pips over here.
1780 was a nice target. I think we talked about this yesterday, right? Even if we didn't get up to there on the daily candle yesterday, for the weekly made sense to go to 1780 and even lower. Problem is that news are gonna come out in a little bit, so you never know how big is gonna be the pullback on gold. So don't act stupid trying to catch gold at this point, unless you're risking really small amount. Because from the break of structure is already 40 pips. For example, 1 minute candle right now form bullish. At the break up to the upside on the 1 minute, you may have a retest toward the 1785 at least. But don't try to catch that thing because gold is dangerous at this point. If we break that 1 minute candle, the 1780, then it's going for $3 more to the downside.
Yes, sir.
77.
Pound yen is also coming up to this resistance here.
Yeah.
Another move down on gold, just like yesterday.
There's nothing easier than trading gold with scared markets. When the markets are scared, I mean, it's just, play it safe and, manage risk and sell it.
Easy money.
It's a money.
Why don't you take the gold trades you call out? You have helped me. Oh yeah, I did take this gold sell over here. Got about 17, 18 pips on here on gold. Now waiting for pound yen over here for price to break above 147.220 for it to continue bullish. Oh wow, look at that, 1778 reached. Almost coming down here nicely now.
Yeah, 1777 makes sense.
Yeah.
Whoa, nice.
Macaronian.
Pound yen is also about to close above 147.220 here. Yeah, if we get that trade, we're going to continue moving up here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kerwin, if you look to the daily on gold, that's that wick that it's filling, that little wick to the left.
Yeah.
Down to the 61. But like you said, it can reject anywhere around here.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
So,
the 1777 is basically the last target that I have for today, because this right now can easily become a liquidity grab on the 30-minute candle. So just be careful with this. Next 30-minute candle prior to the 4-hour candle closing, it can give a heavy pullback toward and close back in range above the 1785s.
I'm quite deep. I'm 180 pips in, so I'm just I'm just leaving it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's two positions. So one's at 100, one's at 80.
Awesome. I was paying attention to GJ, but when Raja started talking about gold, I saw the structure and yeah, man, let's go.
GJ is pushing above 200, Rakeel.
Yeah, I went out to get donuts and I come back and this thing is running.
Wow, donuts. Good job, man.
Chubby.
Chubby Mac.
No, I'm saying
See, Rakeel, this guy overtrades, over risk, and he eats donuts, man.
And overeats.
He overeats.
I'm over everything.
Chubby. For the cold, right? Since New York is cold, then you have to eat a lot.
All right, we got 2 minutes left over here before retail sales. What I want to see is this going to continue pumping down to 1776 before the news? Because if it does, this means the news is being priced in because they're looking at good news at this time. Ooh, 1778 tapped.
Beautiful.
$1 more drop.
Your GJ's looking good as well. 50 minutes.
Yeah, bro.
Broke the high and closed above.
I can see the price right here.
Yeah. You can see the price where? You're on gold.
No, right here on the top. Right here, I can see the price.
Oh,
The
For
tab.
206.
Like,
yeah.
yeah, it says right here, I can see the price, man.
oh yeah.
Like,
You can't see the candles though.
but I can see
Oh
the
my.
price. I know exactly where to enter, so I know what the price is. Like, look at this, 220, where I'm looking for a candle to close. So if price is below 220, there's no point for me looking at it. Hey Mac, if you're gonna eat while on the mic, I'm gonna kick you out. So just
Well,
stay
where's
muted
your
while you're eating.
220?
I'm muted.
Yeah, that candle closing on top of that resistance is gonna be beautiful on GG.
Yes, we're gonna
Oh
continue
yeah.
moving bullish over here at this point.
Oh, there.
We got 30 seconds left over here. Da 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 da. Oh, nice, beautiful. Can I take a buy at this point? Having like a 10, 12 pip stop and really anticipating price to continue up towards 147,400. Yeah, that's going to be a pretty good idea. Ooh.
Suits. Oh, suits.
Ooh, coming back below 147,200.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't like this at all.
No.
Maybe if you break above the high over here.
Yeah. All right. We'll start breaking that high on the previous. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we
Alright.
go. Gold tap 1776.
I have
Nice.
1770 as my target on gold.
Well done.
Beautiful, man.
Got GJ buys over here too above this high at this point. Oh, look at that go.
Beautiful. Beautiful GJ. Come on, baby.
6 pips. Nice. Got gold for 30 pips. And GJ is still in over here at this point now.
Very good numbers.
Very good, Momo. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a solid break below these wick rejections here. It was a solid break for gold.
Yes. Another day. Another dollar.
Yes, sir. You took 2 trades today? Yes. One we talked about here on gold, breaking below these wicks. And we came straight down to where we anticipated to come down.
Yeah. Gold is breaking souls.
Yeah.
It's gonna go even more, man. Jesus. Incredible.
I think it's 1770, that's what I have. Hopefully we get there.
Okay. Event in 1760. Be now.
Because this is the daily support at this time. If we continue breaking below this area, then we got this wick fill down to 1760s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Da, 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 da. Very nice.
What shall we do now with gold? Nothing. Close your charts, man. Close your charts.
Wow. All right.
GJ was whatever. I didn't like GJ at all.
I just secure 50% on 100 pips on gold.
Nice. Gold was the only good move here today.
Yeah. Thank you, Raja. Beautiful, man.
What did the numbers come out? Were the numbers good? Let's take a look over here.
Probably the numbers were good.
Oh,
but
wow.
gold
We were right. Numbers were good. We talked about this. Employment up. Had to be good.
Yeah.
Someone asked, shall we look for longs on gold? No. There are no longs on gold. We had sells on gold. We also talked
Why
about...
would you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in a little bit of a 2-pip drawdown on GJ too. Probably gonna close this and call it a day because got a win on gold too.
No lower wick on it either, isn't it?
So took 2 losses on pound yen over here and took like a nice win on gold.
Oh, you close the GJ right now?
Yeah, I closed GJ. It makes no sense for me to like, you know. No, I'm very uncomfy about this.
Okay. I'm still waiting for this 5-minute candle to close. Because we want to see how the next 5-minute candle open. I would like to see this 5-minute candle closing above 147.300, and then you know, the next 5-minute candle is just gonna continue, because this is a new 15-minute candle, so it makes sense to have a small pullback and then continue. That previous 15-minute candle on GJ is a strong, close, really strong after all.
Hey Raja, you're lying. You entered that impulse trade in the first 20 seconds of the trade on GJ. Stop contradicting yourself. Oh no. No, I mentioned I'm gonna enter at the break of the high. I entered at the break of the high over here. Price came down, and then I mentioned I closed in a loss. What else am I supposed to say?
Wow, why you always?
People have zero respect for the coach.
Man, this is the gulag, man. You guys are crazy.
Damn.
God damn.
Come on, man.
Pips FX. If Pips FX was so good, he wouldn't be on the stream here every day. You'd be doing your own thing. How do you identify a difference between a retest and a reversal? I struggle with this. So this is not a reversal. This is price breaking above 147.200 for it to continue moving bullish. The only reason I closed this trade in a minor loss was because I already had a win on gold, and that overshadowed the loss on GJ. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to call it a day at this point.
And that's awesome. I just had another position on gold, and I'm secured like 20 pips in less than 1 minute. Incredible, man. Look at gold in one.
Gold was a 50-pip pullback in 2 minutes.
Yeah, gold in 1 minute looks so nice.
Do you think GJ is gonna keep going up?
Yeah, I mean, you got the 15-minute candle closing here soon in like 8 minutes. So there's still if it keeps closing above 147.200, it's a very high probability it should continue up towards at least 147.400. You know, but then you need candles to stay above 147.200 at this point. All right, I'm going to be right back.
Kerwin,
Yeah, man.
we also have the 4-hour close in 23 minutes, so we can get a
Yeah.
little retracement. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gee, stopped me out. That was 4 pips. Compared to the 120 on gold, that's nothing.
Oh, wow. Pound yen came right back down.
Yeah, I got stopped out.
Oh, Kerwin, such a bad trader, man.
Yeah, man. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, I was very uncomfortable with this move up. That's why I closed.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
At least I secure 50% 100 pips on gold, so that's 50. And the other 20 in 1 minute. That was good.
Kervin, do you teach or live stream how to trade gold? We do it every day.
Yeah, for free, man.
Yeah, every day. I mean, once gold was coming below this area, we clearly mentioned below this area, it should continue down towards 1776.
Yeah.
What else can
watch your replay? We said it. You sell it. You sell it.
Yeah.
Also, you want me to press the button for you? No, man. You have to pull the trigger.
But the most important thing is if someone really got manhandled by GJ over here, just manage risk and don't overtrade. Don't overtrade. If you took 2 losses here today, just call it a day. Just don't overtrade.
Yeah.
How can I send you my trading plan? I don't know. Oh.
Let's do.
If you aren't emotionally stable with your trading, your goal should be to always move stop loss to break even. Yes.
Yeah. Here comes another drop on gold. If you're watching the 1 minute, just go for it.
Oh, this is like yesterday on the 5 minute.
Yeah. Another one. See? Jesus, man.
What's this? What a big loss today.
She's lovely. She's lovely. Gold is lovely.
Yeah, gold loves me, to be honest.
And GJ are sucks.
Yeah, the only people who won on GJ were took buys. All right. Let's see here. GJ was great today. I don't know what you're looking at. Yeah, I mean, guys who had buys on GJ, they won today. It was perfect win. I was looking for sells below here, didn't really work out. Was looking for buys above 147, 220, got uncomfortable and closed that in a minor loss. So yeah, it wasn't a day today. Yesterday was a pretty good day here today for me, personally. Best advice I've heard is that you don't have discipline on a small account, you won't have it on a big account. I think you should mention it more often on the stream. Oh yes, that's actually very true. Can you still take more than 2 trades a day and not consider it overtrading? For example, you look at 2 to 3 pairs instead of 1. Would like to hear your thoughts. I think for a beginning trader, it's really important you focus on 1 or 2 trades a day for a beginning trader. But as you get more confident, as you get more comfortable by looking at price action and charts, then obviously you can move into 3 trades or 4 trades. But that requires a lot of strong self-discipline. And I don't know many people who have that, so it's very important. It's very vital actually to stick with 1 to 2 trades a day. All right. Any idea why GJ moved up so fast? Also, my account spread went high around 5 pips. Yes, because it was news. It was a news event. And the reason why GJ went up like this is because the news came out good for the US dollar. And when you have good news out for US dollar, that means the yen becomes weaker in the meantime, right? So that weakness in yen caused pound yen to move up a little bit.
Now, Roger, pay attention to the 15-minute candle on GJ. If that 15-minute candle closed back in that range, side by side with the previous bullish candle, man, this is a massive fake up. So G is gonna start dropping even more. Probably we're gonna visit again the 146, 800, 900s.
Let's take a look over here. This is GBP CAD. Took sell when 15-minute candle closed below. Next 15-minute candle immediately hit stop loss. How would you manage this trade? You can't manage this trade. It is what it is at this point. Can't really do anything about it. It is what it is. Let's take a look at that on the 30-minute time frame. So this is the 15-minute. It went up. Let's take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Ooh, 30-minute candle didn't really close bearish at all, but yeah, we also had rejections here to the left-hand side. So the only thing you could have done over here, yeah, I mean, 15-minute had that confirmation. It's kind of like the loss I had here today. You know, I trusted the 15-minute, but the 30-minute basically pulled up. So that was the same thing happened right here with you too. So you gotta look at this and say, well, it is what it is. That's it. Let's take a look at USDJPY. I think USDJPY also continued moving bullish. Oh, yes, it did. It moved very nicely in this range over here. Man, I was listening to this TikTok and they were talking about be very careful about the people who say it is what it is to everything, because they're the most dangerous people. And the reason why they're the most dangerous people because you can't hurt them. Because whatever bad thing happens to them, they're just like, well, it is what it is. They have no reaction emotions to those things. And that's the kind of attitude you need to have with trading. You know, like if you're managing risk, if you're disciplined, you take a losing trade based on, let's say, if you had a good confirmations, you turn around and say, man, you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm going to come back the next day and see what happens. TikTok is for kids. No, man. TikTok. Alright, I'm going to mute Momo over here. TikTok has taught me a lot of things. It's taught me about finances, taught me about, like, you know, life hacks and stuff like that. Let's see here. By Shane Cax. Let's take a look at this chart. By Shane Cax. Alright, impulse entry as we left the consolidation zone. Held out as 5-minute closed bullish, secured 5 pips. Move stop loss over here, you manage risk over here, yeah. This was very troubling over here for pound yen, and now we're coming back down. Alright, let's take a look at this chart. I entered a buy once we closed above resistance. And then I got stopped out. Oh, you entered the buy on the bearish candle? I don't think that was a good idea. A good idea would have been to enter a buy on this 1-hour candle closing bullish. Because this candle closed bearish. Oh, after it broke the high. Okay. Then you would have looked to see how you could have given your trade a second chance. And I think this was the bullish candle right over here. Yeah, I don't think how you got stopped out. Your stop loss would have been below the 1-hour candle. Let's take a look here. Don't you think those GJ buys were a bad trade? I took it as well and took a loss. If you think that was a bad trade, you shouldn't have taken that trade. I thought it was pretty good, so I executed that trade. And as price started, like, you know, like moving up and down, I got uncomfortable with that, so I closed the trade. And I think that was a pretty good decision on my part to close the trade as it came down. So what I did today is right here. So I had a second trade on gold. This gold sells got about 18 pips over here. And then had a third trade on GJ buys as price broke above my level over here. And that was a 5 pip loss over here as well. So I had a pretty rocky day here today. Yesterday was a pretty solid day. It was rocky here today. But, you know, some days you have rocky days. But you got to make sure you're managing risk.
Rocky Road.
Rocky Road.
That's the best ice cream.
Oh, you came back?
Huh? I never left.
If this candle closes below support, sells are valid to retest the low, I think so. I think so. I was actually looking at this too. And I think Kervin also talked about this as well. if we break below this area here, I think there's a very high probability we can continue down to retest 146.900.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to take that trade because I'm already done trading here for the day.
Same here.
How long until Dominion is live? Vantage just messed up so bad, and I'm not willing to take another trade with them. Probably in a day or two. Probably in a day or two we're gonna go live. Is there any way I can watch your past live streams from the simulations you do? No. They're in the database. You know, if you're a part of MicroFluidity, it's in the database. Okay, if good news for dollar means bad news for yen, does that mean good news for yen is bad news for the dollar? It depends, you know, it depends the severity of the news. It depends on the severity of the news. I mean, if you look over here, the yen was closed at this point, right? We had great news for the dollar. You know, news came out positive. That weakened the yen a little bit. So the yen is closed at this point. So you didn't really see much big of a change. But the only change you saw over here would have been on pound USD. And let me show you here. Pound USD probably went bearish. Oh, yeah, look at that. We went bearish here with the news because the news came out good for the US dollar. And now we're breaking these lows for price to continue down. But if you look at pound yen over here, pound yen just retraced all the way down. So pound yen moved up with the good news and then it kind of like rejected this area to come back in the range. I actually bought GJ at 146.944, a pretty good position. But when I take good trades, I keep thinking that I might not have this luck anymore. Any suggestions? I don't know. I think you're thinking way too far ahead in the future. That's what's happening. You need to stop thinking in the future too much. When you have a winning trade, just call it a winning trade and then come back the next day. Will you be in the funding trader? Will you be in the funding trader as broker to choose? Oh, funding talent, you mean? I'm not sure. But I think we're working something along those lines.
Hey Raja, thank you very much. Have a great day, man.
Thank you, Sacha. Thank you always. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is Jose Lugo. And I'm also keeping an eye on gold over here as well. Just to spectate, if we break below 1774, can we continue down to 1770? Let's take a look here. Pound yen. There are no numbers over here, so I don't know where to start. I'm now waiting for a little bit of bearish candle in this zone and the next zone to break to go long. Okay. Or you're waiting to look for sells. Okay, makes sense. So you're looking for buys above this area and sells below this area now. So it looks like we're coming back down here below 147. Do you have Discord? No, I don't have Discord. I don't have Telegram. I don't have those stuff. What advice do you have for taking two trades for different pairs? I don't know, just manage risk. That's the only thing I can say at that point. Man, these candles are about to close. The 4-hour candle is also about to close over here. We're closing bearish. 1-hour candle is also closing below this area here. And I think if we're closing back below 147, I truly believe this whole move up was a huge fake out for price to continue moving down.
Yeah, I agree. Probably throughout New York, it's gonna just continue down.
Yeah. All the way till London close.
Yes, sir. Usually when you get those reversals between London Open and New York, that 1 a.m. candle and the 5 a.m. candle, usually it's just gonna continue down. Usually. But seeing how it's moving right now, can see it hitting at least 146 500 today.
146,500.
Down. There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Down. Back to this massive 4-hour support.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the 4-hour at this point, the 4-hour candle grab enough liquidity to drive this price toward that key level, 146,500. Sadly, but surely, we got stopped out with a fake out.
Can you please take a look at my running trade over here by Hunan Pasha? Let's take a look here. Mr. Hunan Pasha. Looks like guys are in pound yen sells over here again. Oh, wow. What's going on over here? We got Ichimoku thunderclouds. We got trend lines.
I thought it was a map.
The skyboard.
It's a big snowstorm.
Yeah.
Looks like a map.
Oh, so you're in sells over here. Okay. This is US 30. You got a support over here as well. So I guess we'll need to break below the support for price to continue down. Yeah, it makes sense. I think you're gonna get more volume coming in about 30 minutes with New York Stock Exchange open. Hey, Raja, is the volatility in your GJ buy what made you uncomfortable in the trade? Yes, exactly. Because news came, it broke the high, I entered a buy, and then I asked myself, man, like, listen, this is too much volatility over here. So that's why I got uncomfortable and I closed the trade. Because that has actually happened to me in the past before too. So, I was being very, very cautious about that. And I think it was a pretty good decision to close it because it came straight down. So very quickly it became a delicate situation as it got activated and it came down. I was like, uh-oh.
You should get that in a shirt.
Yeah. What's the reason for sales below 146,900? Isn't it a range under that? The reason is because we have a range, but at the same time we have clean candles here to the left hand side too. And another reason is now obviously we're heavy bullish on the daily time frame, but look at how much daily candles moved up. So I guess some sort of a retracement is needed or a correction is needed for price to continue down a little bit. Looking on the 4-hour here as well. If we remove all analysis over here now, looking at the 4-hour, this candle is about to close in 2 minutes. And if it's closing below the support, right? Now you need to understand, if it closes below the support, where's the next support where price can move into? And you can see right over here, 146,700, the 4-hour support at this point. And looking at the 1-hour time frame, it's very clear that if we do start breaking below, let's say 146,900, our next support area is right over here, 146,700. And if there's more volume with, let's say London close, we can potentially continue down towards, 146,600 and maybe 500 down over here as well. So that's the whole idea. And as you can see right over here as well, where this is the support price made right over here. We closed below support, candle went above support, and this 1-hour candle is now closing back below support. right? So if we break below this area here, there's a very high probability we can continue down because the volume is going to be in the market still, right? You have New York Stock Exchange open, that's going to drive volume in the market. You have London close coming in at about an hour and a half, so that can drive volume in the market as well. But for it to really continue down, you needed to break past below 146,900 to be really comfortable about those sells. So one thing you need to identify is that the time in the market. What time is it right now in the market, and what times are going to bring volume in the market? Because when there's volume, you can get pretty good moves at that point. All right, let's take a look at this chart. Candle close strong bullish for London Open. Expected price to continue bullish. Okay. I was aware of this resistance. Closed all before reverse of lower time frame bullish momentum. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah. So you basically manage your risk over there. You manage your risk because of this resistance here. Yeah, very nice. So looking right over here as well. We're coming down to the support, and after we break this, I think we can continue moving bearish. Raja became fake like other mentors. No, I did not become fake like other mentors. I think you follow a lot of fake mentors. Or you probably don't follow a lot of fake mentors, so you don't know what fake mentors are. That's all I can analyze from that statement. I think I'm the only mentor who does live streams for free and gives profitable trades for free.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because if I start doing paid live streams, man, I can make a lot of money doing paid live streams. Think about it. We have 3,000 people here, right? And if I start charging, let's say, a very small amount, let's say I start charging $40 a month. $40 times 3,000, it's $120,000 a month. I can make fuck tons of money by charging people for live streams. But I don't, because my money don't come from live streams. They come from me placing trades and from education here on the side. That's what it is. I don't see any benefit in charging for the live streams when I don't have to, right? Plus also my expenses are pretty low as well, so I don't need the money.
And to add, who else shows you live results months after months?
Yeah, like last whole
Nobody.
year. Exactly. From all the way from March 2020 till December 2020. Actually, November, I showed all my live results. Withdrawals, trades, everything. And I haven't seen anyone do that yet. Ooh, this is a new hour starting at this point. He didn't show anything this year. Exactly, I didn't. Because it's my choice. And people get mad over everything. Do you have Instagram? Yes. This is my Instagram right over here. You know what? There's actually a lot of content on my Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, there's a lot of content, a lot of videos, there are a lot of analysis you can see on the Instagram. There's this one guy, he said that, hey man, listen, I joined you because I made profits from watching all your videos on Instagram. Because he learned from that and then he came on. I'm like, oh wow, that's crazy. Positive trade with gold today, got greedy and upped my lot size with GJ. Oh, no, that's not too bad. That's not too good at all. Please start a copy trade service. Oh no, no copy trade service. No, because every 2 minutes I'm gonna get messages. Hey, why did you take a trade? Hey, why did you take a loss? Hey, didn't you see the support? Didn't you see resistance?
Yeah, that sounds like you. Who's gonna be texting you that? I just realized that.
Yeah.
Are you good? You're in the clear. You could do it.
Yeah, you're good to go.
If it's me, my phone would be booming right now. Mac, you do that for?
Hey Mac, would you? Yeah, the only thing I ask from people in the YouTube is like just to give a like on the stream. Like that's your payment. You can pay me. Give a like on the stream because when you do that, it spreads the live streams to a lot of people, and that's the only form of payment I want. I don't want your $10 a month. I don't want your money in a month, man. No, I don't like that. Just give a like on the stream because the more people see it, the better the community gets, right?
There you go, folks. Just give it a like. Like, and subscribe.
Kervin.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Just want to ask you about GJ. So if you look on the 4 hour, do you think the new 4 hour is going to do a retest on 147.062 and then go back down to 146.900?
So far, I like the idea that GG closed on the current 15-minute candle. It closed below 147. So at this point, 147 flash should react as a strong resistance for GG to continue going down. I will say if you want to risk it for the biscuit, wait for the break of this on the previous 15-minute candle, and at that point we're gonna retest that low at the 146,880 at least, and then continue dropping because we're gonna create a new low.
Okay, so you wouldn't wait for a retest for 147.060, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so too. Like once we break below these lows, we can count on the volume within this hour to continue pushing price.
Yeah, okay. the same with gold. Gold is about to visit again those lows, and if we break those lows, it's gonna create a new low, probably 1770.
Yeah, it makes sense a lot.
Yeah, problem with gold is you gotta be really aware that gold can give you heavy pullbacks.
Yeah, I've seen it and you spoke about it a couple times. Although I don't trade it, but I just look at it just to see the price action and see whatever you guys say and see it happen for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it happen also many times. So it usually just pushes and then retests the exact high that it came down from and then just keeps going down.
Let's see here. Everyone who made dollars on gold yesterday lost it today. Oh no. I don't think so. Did you mentor controller effects? No, but he's my long lost son who copies everything.
You can't have 10 pips. What was it yesterday, Rakeel? Did you have 2 trades at 10 pips or 20 pips or one at 100? So even if you had 2 losses at 10 pips, that doesn't add up.
Yes.
So you can't be down today, even if you did take both trades.
Yeah, yesterday was a pretty good run on gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody, I'm going to head off over here. The time has ended here for me on the charts. But I do think by London close, if we break below 146,850, I think that's going to be a pretty good move coming down towards, 146,600. Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Roger.
Thank you so much.
Raja.
Thank you, Gulag.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you, Raja.
Let's keep
God
going.
bless you.
Please don't
Inshallah.
overtrade. Don't overrisk. Yeah. Pigato.
Ciao.
Arigato, mi gato.
No full margin, fam.
Arigato, fuma delato.
What?
Viva Portugal, caralho.
Portugal, caralho!